Without action, the life won't work. And action is not only start with your first start from the mind. We need to realize that yoga is beyond the asana. Asana is the part, yes. But philosophy plays a very important role. How to treat, how to behave, what to do, how to do. Because yoga is not a 90 minutes practice. Yoga is a lifelong practice, 24 hours into 7. Whatever we do, we need to realize the practice makes us humble. That is a right practice. The real practice. We need to make us humble. Information comes with lots of ego, but the real knowledge comes with lots of humbleness.
Hello, Shobhit. Thank you so much for being here and for allowing us a little bit of your time. Can you please start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about how did you start in the path of yoga? Where did you study? With whom? And just whatever you want to tell us about your upcomings in yoga.
First of all, Namaste Ji for inviting me. My name is Shobhit and I am from Rishikesh, India. I never thought about to do yoga or becoming a yoga teacher, but you know, your destiny takes you where it needs to take you. I started yoga from Divine Life Society, Rishikesh. Never interested to do yoga, but you know, as we born in a Hindu Brahmin family, our mother or parents, they do puja and they do all these things. So I used to play sports, but what has happened is we used to watch mythological stories, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and there we realized that I always curious to see ashram life, how people live in ashram with masters, and is it true what they show? So then I went to Delhi after my graduation and I wanted to do something that didn't happen, and I don't want to do a normal job 9 to 5. So what has happened is I was doing some job and I was not feeling good and I was just doing that. So I realized that I need to do something. First of all, I also did yoga because I wanted to skip people also for a while, because you know in India people are asking you after some time, you're asking you why you're not working and why you're not earning, what is happening. I want a little bit time, to be honest. So somebody suggested me to do yoga and go to ashram, and I was laughing at it. I was like, what else? Because I only know about yoga means legs up and down. And then I said, what you do? Don't you have anything to do that? And then somehow I went to the ashram, and where we see the ashram life, where we used to wake up at 4 o'clock, doing all these things. Initially, I didn't like it. It was very struggle. And I was skinny, but that I'm very tight. So when I'm doing asana also, it is like painful and not a pleasant moment initially. And they were teaching philosophy for 4 hours, very deep. And I was 23, so didn't understand much, but what happens is I just take time and just to follow, trying to follow that. And then I met someone and he suggested me to do teacher training course, TTC. Then I went to Shivananda Ashram, Kerala.
Okay.
I did training with 220 people.
Wow.
But it was really, really magical experience. And again, ashram gives me that joy where I can talk about that, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's nice. How was the experience of discipline? We've heard that being in an ashram, one of the good things of that is that you develop discipline because of the schedules, because of the things that you need to follow. So what other things can you tell us about ashram life in general?
So basically what ashram means you go out of your comfort. Because you live at your home or you live in a society, you keep yourself so comfort, and the growth or progress never happening from the comfort zone. So you have to come out of the comfort, but you need atmosphere. So ashram is where you live with the master and you follow. Mind does not want to follow, but you try and you follow, and these guru and teacher or master atmosphere help you to grow. So then you grow, and then discipline play important role, but we need a love as well with that.
That's beautiful. And what are the differences, do you think, between your first experience in the ashram and then the TTC that you took after? What are the things that actually helped you from doing the TTC? And what are the things that you feel like with life and experience and after we come out of the TTC is when we have that real learning?
So basically, initially I went to two different ashrams. One was very traditional and very punctual about it. Other one was a little bit okay with that, but still they follow all the disciplines. So I had no idea what they are doing and all, and actually I also don't have any options. So trying to being there and try to do things, but it's a little bit difficult, but you know, sometime it meant to happen and you do a little bit more effort, so it happens. But ashram teaches you confident, discipline, also courageous, and also to be who you are in that way.
Nice. And now you live out of yoga. All your life is dedicated to teaching yoga, or what is your present life? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
If I say that I live completely yogic life, it would be not honest. I am trying my best to live that. Still on the path, still on the journey, but I see that other side of the river. It's beautiful, the journey, but still I'm on the journey and figure out that what we can do. But yes, for me, teaching yoga is a sharing practice, also a holding space where you give a chance to people. They feel what happens, they observe, and they realize who they are actually. Yeah.
And what is the things that you have to overcome as a young local yoga teacher here to try to live out of that? You know, sometimes we as yoga practitioners and yoga teachers, when we try to dedicate our life completely, we have to either do a lot of drop-in classes, teach a lot, do retreats, teach in different schools, so we can actually try to completely live out of our teachings and our sharing. So what do you think about that? What are the struggles that maybe you have to face and that you had to overcome to completely dedicate your life to sharing?
Thank you for asking. It's a beautiful question, and my struggle was a little bit more difficult and different because, you know, I lived and after that, you know, in the school and all the time I was very shy, not able to speak, and my English was horrible. Still, it's not so good in way, but then we have different challenges. That's the one challenges you overcome, but actually yoga helped me to transform. And I don't know people can see or not, but I can see the transformation. Still I'm in the journey, still I have struggles, but yoga helps to coming out from the struggle and face the struggles. So I feel very confident, but at the same time, you know, it teaches you to be humble also, gratitude, that it is not your property. Yoga is not anyone's property, it's coming from the tradition. And you just becoming a pipe, or I would say a medium of sharing, and you're not controlling the class, or you're not controlling, you're holding a beautiful space. You don't know what would happen, but at least you're trying your best and being there and helping and supporting. Sharing is caring in that way. Yeah.
Of course. You mentioned tradition. We have been with the big objective of trying to always share from the tradition from our teachers, of course. How have you shared from your previous tradition? How is it the path of teaching now in this modern world of yoga? and still trying to keep the tradition intact? Do you think that we have to adapt too much to the modern world, or is it still possible to teach from the tradition and to try to pass out the knowledge that was passed out to you 5, 10 years ago?
If I see tradition in Sanskrit called as parampara, and one of the meaning of tradition is as it is. And it's a very grounding thing. And I think we cannot imagine yoga without tradition. We can talk about anything else, it's okay, but yoga, go with tradition. But okay, if we live in a modern world, people are different, thinking are different, mind is different. It's okay to use the techniques, but tradition with technique would work actually. We cannot deny tradition. Without tradition, yoga would not exist, because it's a practice, it's a tradition which is coming from guru to disciple to that, and it's a sharing thing. So root is always be there. We need to be grounded no matter wherever we fly, but the ground has to be there. Yeah.
That was beautiful said. Yes, we think that also the tradition has so much power, and the way in which you try to continue with your tradition will also give you the strength to continue teaching and continue serving. So thank you for that. And you teach in several places, not only here in India. How is the experience of teaching in India, in Bali, in some other places? What do you think it changes something, or how is the experience of trying to take the tradition from India to outside of India?
I would say it's difficult. It's difficult to teach outside of Rishikesh, especially when you talk about tradition. I have taught few trainings in Bali, and it is beautiful. The weather, the nature, everything is beautiful. But you know, every place have the energy, and in Bali, people comes, especially students. You cannot keep them completely out of comfort. You need to be very precise as a teacher, your words, what are you saying, and all these things, because they have chosen that place. But people who come to Nepal and India, actually, what has happened is, I appreciate these people, because coming to India is not easy. It's very intense, first of all thing. But teacher training course not started when you come to the class. Teacher training started when you book your flight, come to India. Reading everything what is happening and all, but still you're courageous and talking about that, oh, I want to go to India. So you completely surrender, and you are, how would I say, people who come here actually, they show the courage, and also they motivates teachers also and people also that I'm here to learn. So here you can say and you can take them to out of comfort. But some places are a little bit different. I understand it might be atmosphere, it might be different energy of the place, but coming to India doing training is always special. And you know, every person in India will teach you something. Yes. Every situation also teach you something. And that's what I would say, extraordinary effect of teacher training course. Otherwise, teacher training course is what is it? Nothing. For 24 days you're coming here. Do you think people can learn completely yoga in 24 days or 21 days? But the experience, the culture you see, the things you see, even okay, if it can be a good or bad experience, but every experience teaches you something and takes you somewhere else. And then you realize that how rich you became, not with the money, but with the knowledge, with tradition. And when you see, it's very different. And I think it's a little bit difficult to describe, but it is really beautiful. And I've seen people here who comes here. They have a different, how would I say, a different madness to learn yoga. Very different. And it motivates us also actually. It's really, it goes very well because it is a two-way communication. Because if you see a teacher-student relationship, it's one of the most beautiful relationship. If teacher would trying his or her best and students are not there or not coordinating it, it won't work. But when they both coordinate, it works wonder. And you see, when we teach yoga, either as a teacher or student, we both pray. We both pray to God or universe, to energy, that please take care of us and take us from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, and from unreal to real. And then teacher and student disappear. And actually we are learning from the source. Yeah.
As a Toma mantra. So nice. Yes, I wanted to also ask you about this place in which we are right now, Rishikesh, because as you were saying, coming here, sometimes just walking in the street will either take you out of your comfort zone or teach you something about yoga. For example, in our experience, sometimes we come out of class and whatever the teacher said in philosophy, hatha, or whatever, you will somehow see it outside. So what is so special about Rishikesh? Can you tell us a little bit about maybe the history of this place and why it's so different from other places, and what are the benefits? And also, if you can also talk a little bit about how it has also become a little bit too much TTCs, too much schools, too much of this, too much of that. Now we have, like, you walk in the streets and you can see hundreds of courses being offered of one type of yoga, another type of yoga, one type of awakening, another type of awakening. So what are your opinions on Rishikesh in general and the modern view of it?
Again, I would say Rishikesh is one of the divine place, magical place. There has many things about it, because the Mother Ganga comes from the Gangotri, from the mountain, and Himalayas is here. And many rishis, yogis, or people, or they serve, they meditate, they love. So they created energy. And when this beautiful and positive energy created, of course you will find all type of people, all type of mind and everything. I would say spiritual place attracts all kind of people. And I'm talking about from my experience. We see people, but people are not bad. It's just that modern world, they feel connected to something. Someone feel connected to dance, they want to dance. But need to figure out that how I want to do it, how it can be. And as you talk about Rishikesh has become very commercial. Yes, it is. It became like that. What can we say? Yoga never talk about outside thing. I was reading somewhere, they say, you cannot control what happens is outside, but you cannot. But you always control what's happening within. So yoga never talks about much about the outer thing. It talks about no matter what is happening, you be with you, be within, or start the inner journey. So that's what yoga talk about. Yes, you said that, in India what happens is, you learn yoga more than, not on the mat, but more than outside of the mat. You see, you learn, you observe. And then you realize that, wow, this is what a teacher or guru or someone is trying to tell.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is, as a teacher or as a student, sometimes they just put seed on our mind, a small seed. And now it's our responsibility to put water, to grow into it, and go through and making experience and figure out in that way. I'll tell you a small experience. What has happened is, in September I was in Bali. In October I came back to India. And I decided that I am not teaching, or I will not do anything. And it came from me very naturally. And there is a shloka in Ishavashyam, I don't remember the full slok, but it's called Yaktena Taktena Bhunjitha. Means, who sacrifice, if you can sacrifice, you have a full right to enjoy. Whoever can rejoice or sacrifice, they have a full right to enjoy also. So I said, oh, I'm not working, I don't want to teach or I don't want to do all these things, I will rest and all these things. But you know, when you're not desperate of doing something, the things come to you. But when you become too desperate to do things, it doesn't come to you. I met beautiful people. We hold space beautifully. And in that month, I realized that, you know, yes, you can fulfill your dream. Yes, why not? Good. But, you know, to helping someone a little bit, to fulfilling their dream, it's such a joy to appreciate people. And that's what yoga talk about. Yoga means togetherness. It doesn't mean you should talk to people, but it means that you care about it. And you do whatever you do, but you make sure that it's not disturbing people. It's not happening that way. And many people are understanding that. And many of them are not. But what to say? We all are in journey. I have done all these things. So I would say, I think it's about that awareness and consciousness. But I think the world is going in a good way, to be honest. Yes, we have the plus minus. That's always there. But it is happening. Many people are becoming aware.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
they can see the pattern of the mind. And they see it's not the people, it's the mind. But by cultivating good things, cultivating different things, they actually overcome as well.
That's true. What you were saying, it remind me the concept of Dharma. And when we talked before, you also mentioned something about it. Can you tell us what is Dharma and what is it for you? How can we implement Dharma in our life, in our actions?
Oh, well, you ask a very difficult question, and it's
know.
very, very difficult to answer it.
Yeah.
But I will try to tell it in my opinion, what I understand. Maybe my understanding is a little bit. First of all, when we say dharma in Sanskrit or dharma in Hindi, what has happened is English have very limited vocabulary, and people relate dharma as religion. And dharma never meant to be a religion. Why? Because religion have some cult, something in that way. But dharma can be different. If I am a son, I have a dharma, or can be duty or service to my parents. If I am a husband, I have a dharma to my wife. If I am a brother, I have a dharma to my sister. And if I live in society, I have some certain dharma to society, to do good, to follow it. One of the meaning could be in English, it might be not too close, but little close is like righteousness, that what is right, not according to me, but according to scriptures, also according to situation. Fulfilling your dream and your desire, which could be sattvic, can be your dharma, can be. So living a life is a purpose, and purpose can be dharma. So, but we have a different dharma according to different things. Reaching to God and having samadhi can be dharma, can be. Yes.
Or it can also be just serve the people around you.
Yes, it can be the serve people around you, but it would not come with expectation. But we are very small human being, expectation comes, but that can I enjoy that, doing it? When we talk about karma, I will come to that also, that what karma is and what karma yoga is about it.
What is it? Tell us a little bit about karma and
So
karma
basically,
yoga.
karma yoga, we talk about performing the action without seeking the fruit of action. That's a definition of it. But karma yoga is selfless action. So when you go to ashram, they will give you work that cut the grass, wash the toilets, clean the toilets, or do something which you're not getting anything. But I would say it's very mental thing. Why I'm saying to you, it's because even though if I go to ashram and I am serving food and I am becoming like, whoa, I am serving food. So actually it is going beyond the I am, and you're not getting anything, but also you're enjoying. Right now, if we are enjoying the conversation and we are here and we being in presence, it can be karma yoga. It can be. That we are not thinking about action, like fruit of like action of fruit or fruit of action, but we are here and we are enjoying the presence and doing what needed to done, because without action the life won't work. And action is not only start with your first start from the mind. So it is in that way that you do things, even though a household earning money for family can be within mental space, can be do karma yoga, can be. And one person working in ashram, but having that, oh, I am doing, I am the doer, that cannot be karma yoga. So it is like something you're doing completely without thinking anything and enjoying being there, being in the moment, can be karma yoga.
And selflessly.
Selflessly.
Without the I concept.
Without the I concept, quite very difficult, very easy to
Yeah.
say. I can say so many things. It takes lifelong to do all these things, to understanding it. My understanding might be a little bit, but we all are in the journey.
Yeah, I like what you said about the mind. Also, our teacher also used to say that with your thoughts, that the karma starts with your
start
thoughts,
from it, yes.
then your speech,
Yes.
and then your actions.
Yes, 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 yes.
So it's like karma and dharma. Sometimes these two concepts are so broad, and as you said, sometimes we don't even have the words or the language properly to express.
True.
And people get confused. People in class, in TTCs, or all of these, it is so hard to grasp the concept that sometimes we just grab a little bit, or we confuse it with if I do something wrong, my life will be wrong. If I do something right, my life will be right. Which in some part it is,
Works, yes.
but it has so much behind it, both of the concepts.
I need to tell you something. We need to understand philosophy. We talk about Indian philosophy, right? Philosophy is a Greek word. Philo means love, and Sophie means wisdom. And it is fine to say Indian philosophy, but back time we say Darshan Shastra. Darshan means to simply watch. You're watching. Mostly what we do normal like this, what we do, I see something, I say I like it or I don't like it. Oh, this and this. But this is beyond like and dislike, beyond rag and dvesha. So it is to see, and you know, people come out, like coming out from their job, from the different world, they come here and then they start learning the philosophy or Darshan Shastra. It is very triggered. People, because you know, if you challenge someone's belief, which they are following, and if you're, I would not say you're attacking someone's pattern, but it's not attacking, but you're challenging it, your faith. Of course, it is a little bit nightmare. And for as also we live in the life, still there's some subjects are a little bit difficult to understand. Difficult to understand. That's why yoga, they say first understand, learn, and then go through. Yeah.
I think these concepts that we're talking about and this part of the philosophy, it is crucial in the path of yoga. What things do you believe that are a must when we choose a path, or when we choose, for example, to do a TTC or to go to a school? So now that there are so many places to learn, so many TTCs, so what are the things that you feel and think that are a must in these programs, in these curriculums, philosophy, asana? What do you think about that?
Look, as we talk about that, somebody said that the paths are many, but the truth is one. Initially, you go with your interest. Yes, you can start with asana. Yes, but we need to realize that yoga is beyond the asana also. Asana is the part. Asana is the part, yes. It keeps your body healthy. It makes you aware. With the body, you can reach. Yes, with the breath also, you can be aware. But philosophy or Darshan Shastra plays a very important role. How to treat, how to behave, what to do, how to do. Because yoga is not a 90 minutes practice. Yoga is a lifelong practice, 24 hours into 7. So one need to realize that Darshan Shastra is important, but take it slow. It will not happen in one day or 1 week. And we live in this world where we don't have time. When we don't have time, don't you think that people put it a poster that 21 days I will open your Kundalini, and people are excited because people don't have time? That's why these people are putting that thing, because people want that. Nobody have time. If you go back behind, people has time. We need patience. These are not simple things. We need to, but the thing is, we need to be honest with ourselves that what I am doing, and you can start with anything, and then maybe your life will take you somewhere else, some part of it. And yoga is a very vast subject. It's like an ocean, and see where you want to reach, and see, and maybe your life takes you. But one need to be honest, dedicate, discipline with love. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you. In talking about the modern world that we are right now, in your experience, how is the field of yoga opening to, let's say, female teachers here in Rishikesh or in India? We see a lot of female practitioners coming to the trainings, coming to the schools, the courses, but we see mainly male teachers. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I will tell my thoughts, but before I'll tell that, to be honest, yoga never talk about any gender. It is never about men, women, male, female, or third gender, or different genders. It says that yoga is for everyone. And as we talk about in modern world, about male, female and all, yes, back of the time you see many male teachers, guru, masters, but now many women are coming and doing it, and they are doing really, really beautiful. And you know what? One of my teachers used to say, and I was not believing that, to be honest. You know, teaching yoga is like you becoming a mother. And in India, we still believe that you know, the highest bhakti or the highest teaching comes from the divine mother energy, divine feminine energy. So teaching yoga is you're becoming a mother and they're your child, and how the mother takes care of the child beautifully. So it's in their root. It is in their root. And they're coming out and they're teaching and they're practicing. Such a wonderful thing. And to be honest, nowadays people talk about the male ego and then feminine energy, masculine energy, and Hatha Yoga is to balancing the sun and moon energy. But you know, one need to touch with his or her femininity, or one need to touch with his masculinity.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And we made of both. When we talk about Shiva Shakti, when we talk about consciousness, so, and when we talk about in Sankhya philosophy, Prakriti and Purusha, they works together. So it's beautiful to see them, and it's so nice, and the world is changing. Because people ask me, you know, they ask me, Shobhit, what's wrong? In the West, all the women are doing yoga, their teacher. In the East or in India, all the men. I say it's not, it's just a misconcept. People are coming out now.
That's
I
true.
have many friends, they are teaching yoga, many females, and they are doing really good. It is a stereotype, but it's changing actually. So it is a very good thing. Yeah.
That's good, thank you.
Yeah.
So is there any message, final message that you will want to give to the practitioners, teachers in the West? Something that, whatever you feel like about keeping tradition alive, or what can we learn over there in the West from here? How can we teach better? How can we practice better without going over the tradition, to try to keep it intact?
I'm not sure I'm capable to give advice to anybody, but if I need to say something, with humble request, I would say to everyone, including myself also, not East or not West, to everyone, towards me as well. Whatever we do, we need to realize the practice makes us humble. The practice making us more humble, that is a right practice and the real practice. Either it's asana, either it's pranayama, japa, dhyan, anything. But it need to make us humble. And something making us egoistic, we need to revisit, we need to revise, we need to see that what is happening. Because they say that information comes with lots of ego, but the real knowledge comes with lots of humbleness. And as we learn in India or anywhere that, teaching yoga is not that, oh, I am here, I'm a yoga teacher, but it's like I'm here and I want to help. And through helping you, actually, I'm helping myself. So, in that way, Swami Vishnu Devananda said that health is wealth, peace of mind is happiness, yoga shows the way. Yeah.
That's nice.
And what is happening in the world right now, that we get divided by the color, by the nation, by the language, by the diversity. But we're united by yoga. And that's the beauty of yoga, to be honest. One thing also I want to say, that the misconcept, what happening around the world, I will not say only West, that what is happening nowadays? By the name of yoga, they bring a beautiful looking man or woman and having clothes, and it become like branding of clothes. Yoga never talk about shape. Yoga never talk about that you will fit and all. Yeah, that could be a byproduct, yes. Yes, but yoga never talk about. Yoga talk about beyond that, beyond the body, beyond the time, beyond the space. But sometime branding that shape, how would I say, fitness is good, but in a way that showing over, taking only to the body and all these things, it is a little bit not so okay. Because yoga never talk about the outer beauty, it's talk about the inner beauty. And any practice taking us within can be yoga. And outside is beautiful, but yoga talks about that atha yoga anushasanam, now the discipline of yoga. And yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is a cessation of the mind. Actually, yoga is not for the body, yoga is for the mind. But to reach the mind is not easy. So we use a tool as a body, as a breath. And there's a different practices. And Hatha Yoga is the mother of all the modern practices. So I would say tradition is the root, is the source. Yes, you can modify. But as we say that no matter what, how far you go, but one should never forget their ancestor. So as yoga is the source, tradition is the source. If you don't talk about tradition in yoga, yoga do not exist. And especially in India and Nepal and Asia, yoga or this parampara tradition rely on the guru's shoulder, Guru Shishya Parampara. That's why we say Vande Guru Parampara. It's a tradition of student, teacher, guru. So in a way that we need to be humble, we need to be grounded, and we need to make our heart pure. And also yoga is, a quality of a yogi or a meditator or how would I say, sadhak, has the same quality of a child. Look at the child, is very playful, very funny, laughing, crying, doing things completely in the moment, joyful, cheerful, not too serious. Yes, we need to be a little bit, but sincerity needed. And always easy to forget and forgive. Childs fall down, she cry, after that they forgot. But look at us, what happens? Oh, something happened 5 years back, I'm still crying for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could happen, I wish I could have. No, it's the moment to moment, and life is beautiful. Sometimes plan doesn't work in our way, but universe has a plan. But one need to surrender, one need to be grounded, and one need to dedicate.
Thank you so much. How can people find you? Do you want to tell us maybe how to find your school or how to find your name in whatever platform so that people can find you if they want?
I think it's okay, they can find me. They find me or not, that's not the thing, but if they find yoga, that is more than enough actually.
That is good.
People find what they need to find, and you find your, how would I say, you find your people, what kind of frequency you have, you will find out. But still they want to find me. My Instagram is Shobhit Kanshala, and it's fine. I think in the path of yoga, one need to disappear and yoga need to shine. So I want to be in the shadow, let the yoga shine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
By talking to all these things, you know, it's I see my goosebumps, and it is really nice. And you know, these things always teaches us to be humble.
Yeah.
And we are very small, you know. And there is a yoga is for well-being, yoga is for spiritual practices, also yoga for sadhak. So it depends what you want to do. Yes, yoga is for lifestyle also. You want to enjoy your life, yes, but be fully and be there and do what you do. But it's a different process to be a sadhak. So it has a freedom, but freedom comes with lots of responsibility. So one who can understand the responsibility, the freedom of that, they can enjoy the freedom. Otherwise, one of the Swamiji, he said that pain is mandatory, but the suffering is optional.
Optional.
Yeah. So depends. We live in this world where we choose suffering. We don't choose happiness. So I think we need to choose happiness. And I see people help me a lot in the journey of yoga and the journey of life. So if we can help, share and care, the world will be very beautiful.
That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for your time, and namaste.
Thank you. You guys are doing very good job. Wonderful. That's also dharma. That's also karma. And it will be benefit for many, many people.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We
So
do
thank
hope
you.
so.
Thank you for
so
being
much.
part of it.
Thank you.
And thank you too.
I appreciate it.
Inviting me.
We
Thank you so
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.